Hi, welcome back. So for this particular video, we are going to be talking about boilerplate, the C boilerplate in particular. Yeah. So a boilerplate refers to a standard code template or structure that is often used as a starting point for creating new programs. A code template or structure that is often used as a starting point for creating new program. Now, C program, unlike other programs, you need a particular structure before you can execute or start implementing your code logic or start writing your codes, to be simple. Now, what do they mean by this big plenty English? I have a structure here. Yeah, the C structure, basic structure. So let me bring it up here and we'll try to relate it to its definition. So we can take this as a boilerplate, right? We can take this as a boilerplate because it's basically the basic structure of a C programming language. Now, unlike other languages, like I said, you need to implement this structure. Yeah. Now, the first line I have here is the include stdio.h, right? And what does this do? This includes the standard inputs and output header file into our whatever file we are including it in. We'll get to see it practically, right? Now, I need this header file because I am going to be making use of a function called printf. Yeah, there are a lot of other functions inside, but I'm going to include it in my program when I'm practicing because I'm going to be making use of that printf function. And that printf function is defined inside this header file. Remember what I said about a pre-cooked meal, right? It saves time. So I don't need to start implementing or writing programs to print something out to the screen, right? Now, the second line here is the main function, right? The main function, it is very necessary. We can see the name main, right? Is the entry point, yeah, of all C programs. Without this, there's no C program that will run or execute successfully, right? Now, it has its opening and closing curly braces, right? Which we can say is the body of the function, which houses the body of the function. Now, within the body of the function, we have our program logic, right? What we want our program to do or what we want it to carry out. And after the program logic, we have a statement here, the return zero. What does this do? It indicates that the program has executed successfully, and then it will now return a value of zero to the back to the operating system, right? Now, after implementing your code, if there's the code, the compiler, if there's no control structure, the compiler move from the top to the bottom. Now, if there is no issue all through your code, if it gets to the return zero, that will indicate that okay, your program ran successfully, right? So let's take a look at this practically. So I'm going to be working with the command line interface CLI, yeah, but there's some other this thing that you can do with the GUI, that's the graphical user interface, using VS Code or code block, right? You can still write your programs in those, but I'll be working with this terminal, right? So I'm going to create a C file, I'll name it boilerplate.c. Now I'm using .c because this is a C file. If it was Python, it would be .py. HTML, it would be .html. CSS. We get the gist, right? So this is to specify that I'm trying to write a C program, and I'm going to be using the VI text editor, right? So I hit enter, and of course insert to enter. So okay, let me see, I want to print out my name to the screen. If I just call it out like this, print f, and I put and I pass in my name, Naheemah Bello. Now I need to include a new line here, but I want us to see what will happen without it, so we know the importance of it, right? So if I escape, that's save and quit this file. If I run ls, that lists the contents of what I have here. We can see that I have my what, my C boilerplate now. Now I can just take a peek into that particular file, and it will show me that what I have, what, one line of code, and I'm printing Naheemah Bello. Now what if I now compile? And what I mean by compiling is that what I have here is, it is human readable, right? The machine does not understand it, right? So I need to convert it to a language that the machine understands, right? So I'm going to name it exec. So I'm telling it to compile, to run through what I have in this file, convert it to machine language, and give me the output inside this file. So if I hit enter now, can we see we have an error here? Why? Because I didn't put that boilerplate in place before my printf. So let me make correction to that. Yeah, so on line 1 now, I'll include my stdio.h, right? Then of course my main function, right? The main function, you can put in void here or leave it empty, right? It takes parameters to which we get to see in later videos. Now inside my main function, I want to return 0. So whenever the compiler gets to this point, it knows that okay, my program executed successfully, right? Now I'm going to just yank this off here, and I'm going to paste it here, right? I'm going to paste it here and delete the extra spaces. Now we could see that I have my boilerplate in place, right? You can see I have my boilerplate, my boilerplate in place, and I have my printf, my name. So let me recompile this. So it went through. The error is gone. Can we see? Wow. So what happened if I do ls now? We can see that the exec file that I gave it to compile in, we have it here now. It turned my human readable language to machine language. That's the power of GCC. Yeah. If I if I take a peek into what is inside this file, we are going to see a lot of things that we don't even understand, and we don't even want to go there. Right? So let me clear my screen and recompile. So the program went through now because the boilerplate is in place. So what happened when I run the file? So I get to see my name, Naheemah Bello. So my program is working fine. But what's the issue here? My prompt is coming together with what I want to print out. So I'll simply go back into my file and add a new line to the end of what I want to get printed out. Yeah, just /n for new line character. So I save and quit again. Now I just made a change within my file, so I need to recompile. For that changes to take effect. Then I run my code again, and we can see the difference here. What is getting printed out is together with my prompt, but with the power of the new line, we can see it is more readable and clear, right? So hope we see the power of the boilerplate. Yeah, so that'll be it for this video. I'll see us in the next one. Thank you so much.